Hey guys, and welcome back to Omnifactory, on to episode number 29, and today we've done a fair bit of off-camera work, I can say, but today we're going to be getting, this is probably the episode before we get our tank. I'm hoping that we can potentially get the tank next episode, and you'll basically see why with what we've been able to do. So as you can see here, we have the chaotic injectors. We've got 10 of those, so they're all up and ready. I think I said that I wasn't going to do this last episode, but then I realised I was in a little bit of a pickle when it came to the tier 9 microminer. If we just have a quick look, so everything there looks fine. We could make this, that's not a problem. We can make this, that's not a problem. Make that, that's an easy one. Again, same with that. That, again, no problems. And we've made all of this stuff already. So I was like, yeah, we can do that. And we can potentially skip through the Neutronium stage of the tier 8. Now, what I missed was this. On the reactor stabilizer, you need to have the chaotic injectors already up and running. So what that essentially meant that I had to do was I physically had to upgrade these through to the chaotic to get the tier 9. I wasn't planning on doing it that way because it's a lot more expensive in my opinion. So if we have a look at Neutronium, from the tier 9, from tier 8 you get piles of Neutronium, which 9 of those is a nugget. You need a lot of nuggets in total to actually get up to the chaotic, because it's 4 per. So in total you need 40 ingots worth. So that's 360 nuggets, times that by 9 again, and that gives you the amount of tiny piles. So I have run through a load of diamonds, and when I say a load of diamonds, I'm talking the best part of probably 700 to 800,000 diamonds, if not a million. The way that I actually went about doing it is using the tier 4 microminer. So if you have a look at this guy here, some dense oil sands, it was this one which got us the diamonds. So a tier 4 plus some petroleum as well as a gemstone sensor gets you these ores. Now these dense diamond ores actually get chemical reacted down with a bit of nitric acid, which we've got on autocraft, that's not a problem, into 16 diamond ore, and then you can then pulverize those down to get 2 diamonds per. Doesn't really matter about kind of the offsides, but you get essentially 32 diamonds per ore of these. So in essence what you're getting is 64 stacks of diamonds for each run through. I still want to say I used about 150 of these. It wasn't a cheap thing in itself. I think I ran 25 tier 8s, I want to say. It was something along those lines anyway. And you can probably see that. Have I still got any of the dense stuff? No. What did we... I think coal was one of them. So we've got a ton of coal ore, which is just waiting to be processed. That would have come from the dense coal ore, so that kind of puts it into perspective. We actually got half as much coal ore in comparison to the diamonds that we got. That alongside the fact that I have kind of temporarily taken some of the some of the deep mob learning stuff out, just so that I could get some more diamond production. We needed so many. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it was the best part of about 700 to 800,000 diamonds. And I was not going to go around finding diamonds. I did at the start, and in the space of an hour I'd found 2 veins with about 100 ores, and it was just not worth it at all. So yeah, bit of a tip: if you need a lot of diamonds, use the tier 4 microminers. They're not too bad. It's a lot of signalum, but the rest of it isn't a problem really. Bit of tungsten as well. What I did do actually is I produced a load of tungsten. We've used through a fair amount of tungsten itself, but the way that I got a lot of tungsten is we now have tritium on autograph. So if you actually have a look at tritium, go through the uses, you can actually put it through the fusion reactor with the fusion reactor with tantalum. And tantalum, it gives you 16 for 16 millibuckets of tungsten. So it actually saves you using the blast furnace. And yeah, it's a really, really easy way of getting some tungsten. Tantalum, I think this is what I was getting from the centrifuge. Yes. So when I've been centrifuging for kind of like tungstate dust, I've been getting all of these byproducts as well. Tantalum nuggets can be fluid extracted down. So that's kind of how I went through on that, and I basically decided I was going to run through the full amount of tantalum that I had. We don't have any left at all. And turn it all into tungsten with the tritium. It made sense considering kind of the stage that we're at the moment. The other off-camera thing that I did do also was this guy. So we have ourselves a igneous extruder set up to make granite. We are actually exporting the granite itself, and I'll show you in a second why. But basically it's got one bucket of lava with a dense infinite water source behind it that will produce infinite granite. Put that back in there. It's been upgraded to the full with augments and such, but yeah, that's there. If we jump back over here, so granite I think is going into one of these two, or is it being still chucked into these ones? Should be this one, I think. Yeah. So granite's going straight into the pulverizers. So if we have a look at granite, and it's something that I wish that I'd have done earlier because it'd have saved a load of time every now and again. But if you pulverize granite, you get black granite dust and thorium. You actually have a 1% chance of getting thorium. Now, because of the kind of stage that we're at the moment, our machines have a lot higher percentage, if not 100% chance of getting kind of these materials themselves. So I'm just gonna get a stack of granite just to kind of show that in itself. Turn that off for there a sec. There we go. That will do for now. And yeah, so granite, and there we go. I don't think it's 100%, as you can see, but we get a ton of thorium. If you have a look at our kind of reserves at the moment, what I've basically been doing as well, I've got this to automatically extract into the thermal centrifuge, so it can turn that straight into those kind of nuclear craft parts for the thorium. There's no real other uses for it. I've got that doing the same into this one as well. So yeah, that's a load of thorium for when we need it, and if I'm honest, at this stage we don't really use it that much, but it's part of the process through for the kind of Berkeliums and the Californiums as well. I needed a fair amount of it, so I've had it on auto extract, and I've just never taken it off, if I'm honest. Anyway, let's kind of get into what we'll be doing this episode, which we should be able to get directly up to these now. So as well as that, off camera, what I also managed to do was make this load here. So 487 mote of omnium. Now Mote of omniums are put through the implosion compressor to turn into omnium nuggets. Omnium nuggets obviously then scale up through to blocks. So if we have a look at what we need to make 2 of these Neutronium solar panels, so we'll need 4 blocks, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. There we go. So that'll be bringing all of the stuff over here, taking it straight through. There we go. Nuggets coming out. Thank you. Let's kind of have a look at the quest book as well. So, in terms of questing, I ran through, got these, as you can see, it's leading us directly onto that stage. Draconic Reactor Core, we already did. Tier 9 Microminer, that's fine as well, so we'll claim all of those ones. And yeah, we'll get directly onto the Chaotic Cores. You only need to make 4 to actually get the quest completed, but we'll be making 9 in total. But there we go, first block of omniums in. So let's kind of work our way back, because we're not quite having the chaotic solar panels just yet. At the moment, if we come up here, we have these 2 here which are on the draconic solar panels, so we'll grab both of those. Where is it? ME terminal, there we go. So we need to turn these up to these guys. So we need 1 chaotic core to start that way, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. Let's have a look. Chaotic core. I think, what do we need? So omnium. Oh yeah, what I also did as well, I ran the tier 9 microminer, so we've actually got a decent amount of Neutronium. We've got just under, just over a stack's worth of the ingots, which is absolutely fine. I'm gonna have to run the tier 9 microminer in total twice more, I think, to actually get all the way through to the heart of a universe. The first one will be to get enough kind of Neutronium for the heavy plating needed on the tier 10, because I think it's about 36 if I remember right, so we don't quite have enough Neutronium to actually run that, but we'll see that through when it comes to it. But yeah, we need the energy cores, which I should have made 2 already. We have. Beautiful. So that just leaves the chaotic core. Chaotic core. What I also want to do as well is I've got everything ready to make our chaos shard. So we're going to need a total amount of 32, I think I've made. Let me have a look. So we've got 8 layer. Sure. Store those. And it's the tier 8s. Do I have enough tier 8s? Did I make them? I did. Thank you. And then we need 8 stacks of flux. Wait, no. Is this one we're using? Yeah, still 8 stacks of flux. What's that? 640. About 500 will do for now. I know that we're running a bit short on moon dust, but that'll be fine. We'll deal with that when it comes to it. Two, 3, 4, that's fine. And then it's the dilithium. So let's go and start chucking these load in. Those, got these guys. So yeah, that's absolutely fine. So now we just need the dilithium crystals, which we should have plenty of those. How many were it? Was it 4 per? Yeah, 4 per. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So that should run through on its own, and that will produce our chaos shards. It should be enough chaos shards to actually get everything running. We don't need too many of those, so we'll see how that all goes. But yeah, let's have a look as well. So Omnium, what we should need now is 18 more Omnium ingots, which I should have made enough to do. Absolutely beautiful, and it's left one spare, which we will be turning into a nugget, and this one is going to be saved, in theory, to turn into Omnium once we get our once we actually get to the stage where we can get our creative fluid tank. We can check that straight into one of those and get that all sorted, so that's fine there. Omnium ingots are used to make these guys, so we need a Gravistar. Go. That probably shows you how many times we've actually run the the tier 8s. Gravistar, it was Chaos Shards, yeah. There we go, need 4 of those. And I think that's everything. So if I just temporarily put these guys back in here, single, what I should be able to do is this. 3, 4, 1, 2, and you. Beautiful. Our first chaotic cores coming through. So that's all that. I do have them kind of set up on autocraft, but they're for some reason really large bytes wise, so it takes a lot longer to actually process it. It's a lot quicker to just do it this way, in my opinion. Let's have a look at how our Omnium's coming on. There we go, 16, so that's the last remaining of those ones. How many chaos shards? That's still processing. And yeah, as soon as that guy comes through, shouldn't be too long now. How much power have we got? Should have filled our ball, that's fine. So yeah, 2.12 trillion, absolutely no issues there. Here we go. Gotta say, Draconic Evolution is such a cool mod. Looks amazing. But there we go. Chaos. Chaotic core. Beautiful. And yeah, that in itself, so if I remember right, it went in here. Bang, bang. With 2 of these as well. Perfect. That's making us 2 of the chaotic solar panels, and each one of those we turn then into the Neutronium solar panels. So there we go, let that run through. That just means we're actually waiting on the chaos shards so that we can produce the chaotic cores. So it's this guy that's kind of slowing everything down at the moment. Unfortunately, we can't really speed those up, but that's absolutely fine. There we go, our chaotic solar panels are in, and let's kind of have a look at where we're at. So still haven't made the empowered void gear, not really needed at the moment. That's fine. So again, this is the one that doesn't have the fluid recipe, so once even if we get the actual creative tank, we'll still have to have this one on manual craft if we are looking into kind of these themselves, so we'll have to work out that in itself. All of the other 4, because you can get the fluid, once we've got the tank we can get those on autocraft, and it also means a lot of the Draconic Evolution stuff that we're using, because they're using the empowered blocks, we can sort that out a lot quicker as well. So there we go. Let's kind of get some more of these chaotic cores going. So Gravistars in total will need 8. There we go. So that's there. Let's quickly change these in. just temporarily. There we go. So we're making 8 chaotic cores. That's fine. So we need that like that. We need same with these, is it? Or is it double? Hold on. It is. Yeah, it's 4 per. Okay, that's fine. Bam. Perfect. And that just leaves our chaos shards. We've got 4 more. We do. So this gives us 4 chaotic cores. That's enough to actually complete the quest in itself. So we'll leave that to run through there. In the meantime, let's kind of have a look at the tier 10 microminer. So tier 10 microminer, this guy here. So we're creating the Neutronium solar panels. They are the hard part. Neutronium heavy plating, so that means we need 1 more tier 9. Draconic reactor cores, that's not a problem. We should still have a bit of Einsteinium, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we've still got a little bit of Einsteinium. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Warp engines, we should be able to create 2 of those, right? Yeah, that's not a problem. I think they will use, yes, so they will use the fusion crafting, so I'll leave that for just a second. Black hole quantum chest, that shouldn't be a problem either. Quantum chest. Ah, we've already made it, perfect. It's almost as if I knew. Let's have a look. So, universal navigators are a little bit complex, so universal navigators, we need 2 of those. Let's have a look. Still should be able to craft them. Okay, what are we missing? Ah, tritanium. Okay. That should be the only thing. Yeah. Tritanium's not a problem, but I think I am very short. Yeah, very short on tritanium, to be fair. Got enough to make what we need, though. So, tritanium. We need 3 plates. And then we need to put these 2 through the lathe. Because what we were missing was the frames, which we can just shove straight into here. There we go. So that should sort it out. Universal navigator times 2. Perfect. Let's start that one off, because that does take a bit of time, mainly for the neuro processing with the wetware life support circuit boards and stuff. That's kind of where the holdup is, I guess. Running through that, we're draining our power like mad. Yeah, 23 million RF are taking use. But let's shove you back in there. So yeah, tier 10. That's fine. So we've got that on craft. We can easily craft those. So it just leaves these 2 here. So what do we need for the core? I know that I've got it on autocraft, but again, I'm hesitant to use it on camera as much for some of the larger ones. So this is going to be one of the ones as well, because we do need some more chaos shards. Which again, as you've already seen, needs the tier 8s, so we'll need to run at least 2 more tier 8s. Reactor stabilizers was the other one, which that shouldn't be too much of a problem, but I don't think that's a on camera craft. So a few things to do off camera, that's for sure. How are we doing? Processing. chaos shards. So we've got our last ones through. There we go. Get our bread back. I love how we've come this far and I'm still eating rice bread. How much do I actually have left? Because I've taken it completely off of like any farms. We've got a decent amount, to be fair. I'll take another half stack out. Okay, there we go. Get these 4 in. There we go. So that'll produce our last 4 chaotic cores. Let's complete that quest while we're here. That's perfect. Yeah, this is another one that automatically completed, I guess, off camera. There's no reward off of the back of it. So yeah, a lot of the quests themselves will automatically complete, but because there's no rewards, that one will be fine. We need 4 Neutronium, it's saying. Why is it asking us to make 4 of those? I guess it's leading into this one. We'll get into that later, I guess, but we're definitely heading to this first. So yeah, I'm pretty much going off of the route from the quest book now. However, we are into some of the end game stuff, I guess you could say. It only wants us to make 1 Neutronium heavy plating at the moment. I think that could be just something to do while we can. So we need 2 Neutronium plates, which can run through here. Then it's Einsteinium, is it? Yeah, so 144 millibuckets of Einsteinium, which I think we can get from this. No. Okay. Einsteinium is in here, and it's Californium and Berkelium. We should have still got some of that left, to be fair. Californium, absolutely fine. We only need a little bit at the moment, so we'll grab that, and Berkelium. Ooh, we're very short on Berkelium. Should be fine, because I can do that and grab that. Let's jump over to the extractor. There we go. Take that out. There we go, it'll transfer across. Get another tank. And what I should be able to do is this as well. This should produce the same amount. Beautiful. Let's quickly jump down to the fusion reactor. So we've got that into that one. That into that one, that should run. Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit expensive, I'll be honest, but it's absolutely fine. It'll get us what we need. So that's going to be running through there, just so that we can complete that quest. I do want to kind of see where it's taking us. So, although we can't do the tier 10 at the moment, it's actually saying that it wants us to do the Neutronium solar panel as well. So it might not. Well, it won't unlock actually. Why is that wanting us to do 4 of those then? Because this task itself is saying that it needs 4 to complete. We don't need 4 tier 10s to start. Am I missing something? I don't think I am. Universal creation data is done with tier 9s, which isn't a problem. Okay. Let's complete this quest anyway. We've already set it up to do it. There we go. Grab the Einsteinium. Can jump over here. This one. Einsteinium. Yes, please. 2 plates. There we go. Shouldn't take too long. What's running in here? Some Enderium. And Neutronium. So yeah, first Neutronium heavy plating. Beautiful. I am going to be using some of this Neutronium to get into the to get the tier 9s done, so I don't want to use it all just yet. There's a few little bits here and there that I will need it still. So yeah, that's completed, but it's still asking us to make that. So yeah, at this point we're pretty much going off of the quest book and getting into the first creative tank. I definitely think that's the way forward, simply because things like even just that Neutronium there, we can get into a lot more automation, Tritanium, some of the harder stuff, Neutronium. Yeah, it completely makes sense to get directly in, if possible, to the fluid tank. It saves so much resources. Although one thing that I did kind of realise off camera was diamonds. You can't get unlimited diamonds with the creative tank, which is a little bit of an annoyance. But you can get the crystal ingots, so the crystal teens, like crystal matrix ingots, so you can fluid extract this. So what it does mean is that we'll need to make another one of these as well, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, I did think it's things like emeralds and diamonds you can't use in the creative tank for some reason. That's just not a recipe in this mod pack, so absolutely fine. We can work a way around it, but that gives us our 8 chaotic cores, which in itself should mean, let's have a look. I think it's Omnium. I think this is what we're missing. Is it? Yes, beautiful. So split those two up. Bam, bam. And it's 4 of these each. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4 of these? Is that why I made them? Yep, it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we go. This is a mega expensive craft, and it's one of the kind of ultra late game recipes, but yeah, we're getting into that. At least it's kind of 1-to-1, so we don't have to go through that one again. Saved us a little bit on the chaos shards, but yeah, that's pretty much that sorted. So what that does mean is that the only thing that we're realistically missing at this point is the tier 10 micro miner, because if we have a look at the Heart of the Universe, Awakened Draconian blocks, that's absolutely not a problem. We can craft that. We should have got plenty of hearts. Yeah, so we've got 48 hearts still. So Awakened Draconium, not a problem at all. Universal creation data, a bit more Awakened Draconium. I've already said that's not a problem. Stellar creation data shouldn't be too hard. Can go through these recipes. What I have also done as well, because I was looking at these recipes, I've set up a tank down here. So if we have a quick look, we've got an extra 450 buckets worth of rocket fuel stored up. So basically this is going into that tank and then into here, because previously we only had about 64, about 80, yeah, give or take, buckets worth. And if you have a look at these recipes, so we need, what is that? That's 256 stellar creation data. Each one takes 2 buckets, so yeah, or 4 for 3, whatever, whichever one we've set up. I think I've set it up on the tier 2 one. Can't fully remember. Although I am kind of tempted to go back to that, because titanium is surprisingly a little bit expensive on the magnesium side. Magnesium itself as well, just as a kind of hint, if anybody is wondering, I can turn all of that back into magnesium, so don't get me wrong, but magnesium can be also crafted using the deep mob learning. So have a look at, say, 1000. It's 750 thermal, so it's still quite expensive in my opinion. Because you can use obsidian dust. Now, what I've actually been doing, and it's one of the reasons that I have granites on, I had it on constant, or I still do, sorry, I have it on constant export, is it produces the black granite dust. So if we have a quick look at the usages on this one, surprisingly the thorium is partially becoming a kind of extra thing that we get from it at this point, because 5 black granite dust turns into 4 silicon dioxide dust, but more importantly 1 biotite dust, which then 22 of that, so it does take a bit of time, but you get magnesium and you get fluorine through it. Now, what that has meant, if I can actually spell it, is we now have a load of tetrafluoroethylene ready. Now, the reason that is in itself, why is that? I don't know. Oh yeah, it doesn't change on there, sorry. Fluorine. So, where is it? Tetra. I'm probably better doing tetra. So, it turns into polytetrafluoroethylene, which is used in the larger scale. So, it's ZPM and up machine hulls. So what it does mean is that we can get a ton of that, and it's because at the moment what I was basically using is whatever was in my portable tank. I've managed to basically skim right through the amount needed. Yeah, it wasn't the best thing, let's say it that way, but can't be far off. Here we go, first one crafting. How much power does that use? Probably a lot. How much does it actually use? 134 billion RF. Nice, lovely. Neutronium. Perfect. Neutronium, solar panel. You know what? Let's go and put it right on here. Theory that should multi-block. Think. I don't think it is. Either that or we're using way more than what we can actually... Yeah, I think it's just the fact that we're using a lot more than what we can actually accept at the moment. Because I think that should all be multi-blocked fine. To be fair, there's one really easy way of doing it. Set to Moonrise. Again, this is one of the reasons that I love Draconic Evolution. Just the particles, like... If you want to impress me with a mod, just get good particle effects. Generation, so yeah, it's still storing power. Probably just break through for a sec. So that's all drained. Is it going to start draining? Yeah, so that's starting to drain, so it's multi-blocked fine. I thought that was the case with these things. But yeah, that'll automatically go through, turn itself back. Wasted a bit of power, but that's not a problem. I also actually upgraded the capacity on our automatic crafting. I went a little bit overboard, but not really, because this is, I think it's about 64Ks, and it's the same on the other side as well. But yeah, we need a lot of auto crafting power, so I figured I might as well. It's really easy to upgrade them. I don't know whether that was a good thing to do or not, but I did it. And yeah, that's pretty much that, to be fair, for this episode. Pretty short one comparison. I know that the other ones have been fairly long, so that's absolutely fine. Yeah, we're pretty much on our way to getting this sorted. So how far is kind of the auto crafting side done? That's fine. So yeah, we're processing that through. Fine. Silicon rubber plating. I think that's going to go into here. Yeah. I still haven't got everything on full autocraft. As I say, I've partially done. I'm kind of forcing my way up towards the heart of a universe instead of kind of letting it come naturally. So I'm basically using minimal resources, minimal automation to kind of speed up getting there, because I think once I do get to that, we'll be able to absolutely blast through a ton of stuff. Yeah, things like the circuitry, we can speed everything up because obviously we can't make liquid circuits, that's not how it works, but we can make all of the other things around it liquids. We can fully automate all of that stuff. So yeah, I do think we've got a little bit of work still to do. I think next episode we will be getting this. That's pretty much what I'm hoping to do. These guys, not that much of a problem, we can do those. I've already made a couple of those anyway, so that's fine. The Awakened Neutronium, not a problem. So yeah, I'm pretty sure next episode we'll be getting into our first creative item. But I'm going to leave this episode for today. If you did enjoy and you are going to be sticking around for the remainder of the series, hit that subscribe button to stay tuned. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good new year, and I shall see you all later. Thanks and goodbye.